Hey, everybody, we've got cybernetic assassins, the Grim Reaper, death, an undead pirate, all sorts of good stuff on this edition of Hype Zone.
Indie Comics Underground presents
Hype Zone!
Hype Zone.
Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Hype Zone. That's right, this is the Indie Comics Underground presents Hype Zone. This is the section of the magazine every month where we talk about upcoming, give you just a little glimpse on upcoming stuff. And I figured I'd bring it to video so you guys can get hyped for books and get out there and back them and help these things come to life. And you can get a hold of them if you want to, while they're still available. And so you don't just come to my channel and see me reviewing it after the fact. So let's jump into it. First up, we've got this one is called SOS Onslaught. Now, you may have, if you've been to the channel before, if you've been here before, you may have seen I reviewed SOS Volume 1. This is a spin-off story from that. So it features a couple of characters who were in SOS Volume 1. And it's basically telling a story of just those two. It's a spin-off story with just those two. So let's jump into it here. I mean, I loved SOS number 1. I'm going to make this bigger for you guys so you can really, really see the whole thing. And we're going to get into it. All right. So right here, you can just see like the straight little tagline: an immortal vigilante takes on assassins in this supernatural action series, cover by Simon Bisley. That's right. That Simon Bisley. So what this is a 66-page graphic novel that takes two of the characters from SOS, Vigilante and Carnage, which was the guy with the wings. It's the guy you see with the wings and all that. They were both part of the SOS during World War II. And so now you can see we've got, it's going to be written by Chimera, same guy who wrote SOS. The line art by Raphael C., lettering by Eric Weathers, who letters everything, and the cover art, like I said, by Simon Bisley, and a pinup by Ibai Canales, who was the interior artist on Volume 1. So you can see here's the Simon Bisley cover right here. I don't know how they wound up getting Bisley to make a cover, but it's freaking cool. So anyway, it says, just real quick, it's a 3-issue spinoff. It takes place in 1995. And as essentially, he's been taking down mobsters and human traffickers and supernatural threats and all sorts of stuff. But a mobster that he disfigured puts out a hit on him, and he basically, people are coming to kill him. And there's a vampire queen known as the Countess, who they've crossed paths somewhere before. And so that's kind of like coming back to haunt him. And so you can see some of the interior art here. Looks really good. Like this is a nasty face right there. But you can see this is some pages of the interior art. Like I said, it's 66 pages, and the line art is actually already done. The lettering, you can see, according to the update here, is 20 of the 66 pages are already lettered. It's a black and white book, so if the line art's done, that means this book is basically going to be ready to go pretty quickly. Like pretty much, I would think once the campaign, runs its course, they're going to be just about ready to go, which is really cool. So it won't be one of those ones that you back and then have to wait a really long time to get. They've got 9 days left on their initial 30-day campaign. They've already funded, so the book is gonna happen. And just real quick, looking at the tiers, they've got a nice tier right here, the featured tier. It's $35. It is SOS Onslaught plus the Volume 1, which I reviewed. I'll probably, if I remember, I'll put a link in the description, or you can check out the my review from Volume 1. I really, really enjoyed it. So, you can see if you missed out on Volume 1, you could go get Volume 1 and Onslaught in one package for $35. Digital, if you just want to read it and you're not worried about collecting or anything like that, $10 digital. And obviously digital doesn't have shipping. If you want the physical book, it's $20. And like I said, it's going to be 66 pages. So it's a complete story. That's one thing that these guys like to do, is put a complete story in there, which is really cool. Sometimes you get these, these books are like, it's volume 1 and it kind of ends on a cliffhanger, and not with SOS, and not with this. I mean, there's an opening obviously for more, and I expect more from SOS. And then there's other tiers as well, like you can get a pinup, $25 you can get the book and a pinup, and the cover art. Actually, you can get the original cover art by Simon Beasley. It's $2,000, so you got to have the money to do it, but for $2,000 you can get original Simon Beasley cover art. That's pretty cool. So anyway, that is SOS Onslaught. I'm trying to go a little quicker pace than I made on the last videos for this on episode 1. So that is SOS Onslaught. The link will be in the description. Just like last time, I'll put the links to all the campaigns in the description. So that, like I said, that is SOS Onslaught. And now we will be moving on to our next campaign to talk about, which is a campaign that is one that I am really, really excited for. This is God's Hand. Now this one, if you read the last issue of Indie Comics Underground, and if you're new to the channel, if you've never been here before, and this is your first time watching a Hype Zone video, you might be asking yourself, what the heck is Indie Comics Underground? What is that? Indie Comics Underground is my free online zine dedicated to indie and crowdfunded comics. You get interviews, previews, artist spotlights, all sorts of good stuff. I'm actually currently working on the new issue. Well, not as we speak, because I'm doing this right now. But I am working on the new issue. I've got a lot of really great stuff lined up for it. It's going to be a really, really kick-ass issue. But if you go to IndieComicsUnderground.com, you can also read all the previous issues. You can also, while you're there, sign up so you get early access to every new issue before the rest of the internet. But if you look at our last issue, issue 6, you will read an interview with Anthony Figaro all about God's Hand, about this book. So what this is it takes place in it takes place in New Orleans, and just you can see it's still in demand. So the initial campaign is over, but it was already funded, so this book is happening. It's still in demand, which is something that Indiegogo does. Once a campaign ends, you can still continue to back it and get it. That's something that Kickstarter doesn't offer. So this is, I mean, and if you look at the art that we've seen for this is absolutely fantastic. So essentially this is, like I said, it's a 52-page story. And it talks about Jean Lafitte, the pirate, who was a real life pirate, who apparently in this story is immortal. And he's a mercenary monster hunter, and he was exiled from New Orleans, but they're called back to solve the murder of his former lover, Marie Laveau. And when he comes back, he noticed that there's something strange going on. And then as things, he learns more about what happens, and he has to solve the case of his lover's murder, and then maybe he's responsible for it. So you never know. This is the cover right here. This is the the Indiegogo cover, actually, is this one, the gray version. That's Indiegogo exclusive. Only on the Indiegogo will you get that one. The standard cover is this one, so I assume he's going to maybe try and go in bookstores or something at one day. And then you've got some just sweet art right here. This is another cover. This is the Andy Kuhn variant cover. And then if you look at the pages, this is the interior art. This is some high level professional quality artwork. I mean, this is legit. Look at this. There's nothing about this that says well, it's okay. You got to remember it's an indie. No, this is professional level quality. And then there's some prints, and trading cards and things that are going to be unlocked. Really, really good. I mean, the art is just insane. Look at that art. How does that not sell you on this? This dude is putting together an amazing project. It sounds really cool, and it looks just freaking amazing. And then we've got, right here, you can look at the perks, the perks, the tiers. The featured one gets you the three covers: the standard, the Indiegogo exclusive, and the variant cover. That's $75. Story time right here, $15 gets you the book. So for $15 plus shipping, you can get the 52-page story that just looks friggin' amazing. Or for $20, you can get the variant cover and get the 56-page story. Then there's, what he's calling the signature series, and then so international is a little bit different. Obviously, it's even got a T-shirt. Different. So there's signed ones. You can get double. So there's a bunch of different things you can get here. Different types of things you can get. But seriously, just look at the art. Like, let's go back to the interior art for a minute. Like, these are the interior pages. Like, this is just so good. Like, really, really good. Like, it's stunning to me. Like, and Anthony, if you go to the campaign, like, I'll put the art, the link there, and you can read about him. He tells you about his history working for Topps, Lucasfilm, Upper Deck, Marvel, and his history in New Orleans. He's from there. So definitely like a really fantastic looking book right here. So it's like, that's why I said I'm very excited for this one. I've backed this one myself. Well, actually, I've backed all of the books on this episode, by the way. Just so you guys know, I put my money where my mouth is. I'm into all these, and there's a reason why I'm spotlighting them. I think they're that good, and I've put my money behind them. So that is God's Hand by Anthony Figueroa. Like I said, link will be in the description. So if you want to go check it out further, you can do that. And now we're going to move on to our third campaign that we're going to talk about here. Is another one that I am very excited for. Okay, so that was different. My browser just quit on me in the middle of the video. So anyway, let's get back to where we were. That was really bizarre. Okay, so the next campaign, I guess apparently every one of these is going to have one little issue. All right, that's fine. I deal with that. The Grim Reaper number 2. Grim Reaper number 2. So if you're wondering why that dead air happened, well, that's why. Grim Reaper number 2. I backed and read Grim Reaper 1. I reviewed it on my channel as well. I think I did. If I didn't, I don't know why I didn't. Grim Reaper 2 is obviously the second in this Grim Reaper series. It's already fully funded. It is still in demand, though, so you can still back it and still get it. It's by the husband and wife team of John Gallagher and Carla Tornielli. John's the writer, Carla is the artist. You can see the cover here. It's a badass cover. So essentially, this is like I said, this is the second issue, and it's the story of the Grim Reaper and his family. And he's trying to, in this issue, he travels to hell to find out who's killing immortals and how. And obviously he's going to be put to the test. It says we've seen him, we're going to see him in many forms. We're going to see him unleash his dark powers. So it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. Story-wise, we've got, here's some of the artwork. You can see some of the interior art. Here is the artwork for, there is a side story, like a spin-off called The Medallion. This is the cover for that. And then you can see some more artwork. The first book was a fantastic tale. Really, really good. And then you can see some pinups. So, and here's the thing, if you missed out on the first one, first of all, these guys made and delivered the first book super fast. And I'm sure they're already like ready to go or just about ready to go on this new one. So I would definitely recommend getting in soon. There is here what they have, the featured perk. It's it's the physical super pack. So basically what it is it's Grim Reaper 1, Grim Reaper 2, and the Curse of the Medallion, which is the side story, all in one pack for $30. So that's a good deal right there. So if you missed out on the first Grim Reaper, here's a great way to get caught up and get everything that's in the new packet, in the new campaign as well. So you'll be 100% caught up. If you just want digital, if you already read the first one, you just want to get a digital, it's $7. $10, the Hades one here, gets you the PDF of all three. And then for $14, you get a physical copy of issue 2. You can get a PDF super pack here for $15. And then physical copies of 2 and the spinoff is $25. They've got a t-shirt. They've got physical copies with pinups and t-shirt and everything for $60. So like if you're really into it and you want to just go nuts, go for it. You can get sketches, you can get all sorts of stuff. There's a bunch of different tiers. So I absolutely I definitely recommend this. It's a good story they're telling. It's a fun story, and Carla's art is great. She's fantastic. She actually did a cover for Indie Comics Underground. The issue 5, I believe it was her cover. It's a really great cover. So that is the Grim Reaper 2. Like I said, it will be the link will be in the description, so make sure to check it out. And now we're going to move on to our final book, our final campaign here for the episode, which is bring it up. There it is. More Lethal. This is More Lethal by Aaron Calamari. You may, if the name sounds familiar, you might remember that he did a book called Cybershock version 1.0, which I reviewed here on the channel. And he was also a guest on one of my live streams. I don't know, quite a ways back. I think when the campaign was still going for Cybershock. Cybershock was a fantastic book. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Now, this is an interesting one to me because it's written by Aaron, who wrote Cybershock, which was great. And the art is Canalis, who did the art on SOS Volume 1. You may know Canalis from SOS Volume 1, from your boy Zach's book, Iron Sights 1 and 2. We featured his webcomic Decimators in Indie Comics Underground in the webcomic spotlight. So he's pretty prolific, and he's out there. He's a good artist. He's very talented, and he works apparently very quickly. So this is the story here. It's a synthetic swordswoman must fight her way through cyber ninjas to rescue her captured master. This is a 20-page book. It's a black and white manga-sized book. So it's going to be like the smaller size, like manga-sized book. So you can see the cover here. And John Joseph Ball did the cover, and then the interiors. Like I said, you can see the interior art here. Canalis is always very dynamic with his art. He's got a chunky style. It's fun. And then we get this, which is a trading card. It has to reach a certain point to unlock it, but it's a trading card by Carla Tornielli, the artist of Grim Reaper. She's a fantastic manga artist. I say manga, I say manga. Just deal with it. and you get this awesome looking card right here. And then there's a pinup. It's a print. So basically just the story real quick. You can see is, Blade Girl Akane is a synthetic human sword fighter with the ability to level up her fighting skills like a video game character. She fights for honor, but is merciless in combat. Master Nagato has been captured by cybernetic terrorists. Blade Girl Akane must fight through cyber ninjas and the Aramusha boss ninja to rescue Nagato before his brain is hacked for secret information that could pose a worldwide threat. So pretty straightforward story, but I think it'll be fun for sure. And then, in fact, if they reach $4,000 for stretch goals, they're going to have a secret 6th page, 4th story included in the comic. So that's definitely an interesting stretch goal right there. And you can see, story by Aaron Calamari, cover art by John Joseph Ball, interior art by Canales, logo by Rodrigo Ibanez, letters and script assist by Adam AF, and then the trading card by Carla. So again, this is going to be a black and white manga-sized action story. That's what it is. It's an action story. Now, here's the other thing, because it is not, it's not the biggest thing in the world, like in terms of size. It's a 20-page book. You literally can get the book for $5. The comic and the card, physical, for $5. That's freaking awesome. That's a great deal. That's what a comic book costs you in the store nowadays from any of the other publishers. So for $5 you can get the book and a card. And if you want to double it, if you want to get 2 of each, boom, $10. Like that, dude. That's a great deal right there. And he already made his goal, so it's going to happen. The book is definitely going to happen. So I'm really looking forward to this, because this is an interesting idea in terms of making a smaller size book. Most of these books are much bigger. They're usually graphic novel size, 48 pages at the minimum. So it'll be interesting to see as a 20-page book at $5 for the physical. He's already done really well. He's got 108 backers. He's made his goal. So it'll be interesting to see, like, if more people maybe start to take this approach and go with a lower price, smaller size, in order to maybe make things a little more appealing to more of an audience. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out for him. I'm happy he's already funded. That's good. Because like I said, Cybershock was fantastic. So I want to see him continue to make more books. So we'll see how that goes. So that is More Lethal. Again, I'll put the link in the description. And that is the last of our 4 campaigns. So we did SOS Onslaught, the graphic novel. We did God's Hand. We did The Grim Reaper 2 and More Lethal. So absolutely, if you guys are interested, check those books out. The links are in the description. I hope you enjoyed another episode of Hype Zone episode 2. And I thank you guys for tuning in. And don't forget, like I said, make sure you can follow me on Twitter at jam_creates. You can follow me on Instagram at jam_creates. And don't forget, indiecomics.underground.com. That's where it made this all possible. That's where this comes from. Sign up. You'll get early access to every issue before the rest of the internet does. And when you're there, you can read all the back issues while you're there. So I thank you guys for your support. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll talk to you guys soon with more videos. All right. Peace out.